So often the media portrays us as entertainment symbols, king of the one-liners, and we're often associated with the party scene, but we are so much more.
Being gay and black in America is one of the most difficult combinations anyone can ever live through. And you know if this is you. Yes, we've had some losses and we've had some gains in our advocacy, in our portrayal. However, when we are portrayed in the media is only showing one side. When you see me, I can be your brother. I can be your nephew. I could be your cousin. I can even be your father. But your approach to me has got to match with whatever I'm showing you. And if the media is only showing you one side of that coin, then can we really blame them if they're only portraying one side?
Here's the thing, the angle that I'm coming from is with black culture. See, with black culture, unless you are a stylist, unless you are a makeup artist, unless you are a nail tech, unless you are an assistant, then where is your place in black gay, if you will? So the thing is, I'll take, for example, the other day, I work in marketing and branding, and I work with a lot of television shows and a lot of reality people, and a lady was at the supermarket and she asked me, what do you do? She was like, you just look so cute. What do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm in marketing and branding. And she was like, oh, I used to be in marketing and branding. So I'm thinking, we're about to have an intelligent conversation. And she comes back and I was like, well, I work for a celebrity doctor and we work with a lot of reality shows. She was like, oh, so you be doing their hair and makeup? And I looked at her and I was like, no. I work more on acquisitions and mergers side of putting deals together for people. And she was like, oh yes, honey, you look like one of the smart ones. That's my issue. This was another black woman of a certain age talking to a young black man just because I'm put together, I look well, and I may, sometimes my dressing may be a little out androgynous sometimes, but that doesn't mean I'm yas and all that, and it's very offensive. It was very offensive to me because there are people, we do go to school, we do work hard, and there's no shade or anything to anybody that does nails or makeup or anything like that, or that's an assistant. I started off as an assistant, but I've grown in my career to a different place.
I think where she missed the mark and where so many people miss the mark is that they only know one side of the coin.
That's the problem.
They only interact with, they only engage, they only encounter that loud, flamboyant, rambunctious, full of life, full of energy, gay person in the black culture. Yes, like you stated, but we should want to challenge them, not just the people that are being engaged, but the black gay person. That you don't have to lead with being gay.
Right, it's not a name tag.
That's not who you are in your totality. Just like being gay is not, being black is not who you are in your totality. So you don't necessarily have to lead with, being yes and, oh, hey girl, this, no. That's not who we all are. There are judges, there are professionals, there are lawyers, there are teachers, they're your firefighters, they're in your military. We have actual lives that have nothing to do with our orientation.
Consider this. Went to the mall the other day. Was there with my cousin and my partner. And we're walking through one of the most largest malls in the metropolitan Atlanta area. The looks that we got. 2 black gay men and a little black boy. Baby, the look, it was, and I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know whether to be offended. I didn't know if I was being inspirational.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It was so weird. What do you say to that?
You don't. That's the thing.
How?
But you just have to be. You didn't necessarily have to say that you were with your partner. You didn't have to say that this is my son, this is my cousin, this is my nephew.
Right.
You didn't have to say anything. You just had to be.
Baby,
and I think
looks.
that's what's getting a whole lot of black gay people in trouble. That they feel like they have to say everything, and they feel like they have to let their hair do their talking, or they have to let their clothing do their talking. Just be. And if you want to be taken seriously as a black gay person in America, just be black and gay in America.
I will say this, and here's what blew me away about the experience. What really just women, when they encountered me, because there were points in this mall venture with my cousin where my partner was with me, and then there were points where he was not with me. So when he was not with me, women really shocked me because they were opening doors for me. They were like, "Oh my God, he's so cute!" Da, 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 da. But men,
you're talking about the kid, right?
The kid, yes, the kid. And then, but men, when I interact with them, they looked really confused. They didn't know whether to. They were like, they didn't know. Like, but why do they have to know?
Yeah,
that's what.
Yeah.
That why do they have to know, and why
they didn't know? Because you know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because whenever, most of the time in black culture, that when we see something that we can't readily identify and recognize, most of those people that saw you when you were not with your partner, they just saw you and the baby, probably thought either A, that's his little brother, B, it could be that's his son, or C, do I need to be careful and do I need to stand by and call the authorities because he may be molesting him.
Right, and
he may be, a pedophile, and he just stole this child.
That is so sad.
That is sad.
That's downright sickening.
And that's because that's how the media portrays us. Being gay has turned into its own entity, even in the church. It's big business.
That's true.
It's something that, pastors and clergy have said, this is acceptable as long as you're putting butts in our seats.
Right.
As long as you're filling our congregation and our choir sounds good, we're okay to keep you, but we gonna speak on it. We're gonna talk about it over the pulpit. We're gonna bash it all day long until most of us who have a love for what we do, we have to take responsibility for sitting under that.
That's where I have a question, because I too grew up in the church. I too been in the church all of my life, and it's a fine line, as you just stated, that you can't bash me from the pulpit, but you need to endorse me to put butts in your seat.
But you're not necessarily...
You're not endorsing.
Yes.
I get that.
Yes.
But you can't...
Verbally
endorsing. But how can we be cool for business, but in real life, where we both exist, it's an issue?
Well, or vice versa.
Okay.
How can it be okay in real life?
Okay.
Because we experienced that as well. Like, when you're not in that pulpit, we cool.
Right.
You can know that I am gay. You can know that I have a partner. You can know that I have a family that I'm trying to start, even as the same gender loving couple. But in a pulpit, you bash everything about me.
And that's a problem. So, case in point, went to a church in a city I won't name. Very popular city for gays. But the minister's son invited me to come. So, me, I'm thinking, okay, you know me. You know what I represent. You know what I stand for. You wouldn't invite me to a situation where I'm uncomfortable.
I was there.
And then I go to support your ministry. Because here's the thing. If I'm a parishioner and I'm there, I come with $1. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, I have $1 to contribute.
Yes.
And to go there and to be there in the midst of this service went wonderfully until your father gets up. And your father...
Who's the pastor of the church?
He's the pastor of the church. But your father has a moment where he hit his head on the concrete or pavement or something, and he bashes gays. Who does that? Why am I here is my question. How does somebody handle that?
But it wasn't just the fact that he bashed gay people. It was in the moment that he did it. Because it was during an ordination. It was during an actual sacrament that he stated to people that he was about to give charge over giving charge to other people.
Right.
And he stated to them, you preach the gospel in and out, in season and out of season. You preach it whether they want to hear it or they don't want to hear it. You preach even to the gay people. They ain't going to want to hear it, but you keep preaching to them anyway.
And that's just it.
What
Who
makes
said
you
we
think
didn't want to hear it? Who do it? But what blew me?
Who said that?
Who said that? But what blew me more about that whole situation was what happened after.
Yeah.
So after, I'm gonna keep it real.
Let me speak to what happened after.
Go ahead.
So someone just so happened to be in the same place at the same time, and they put it on social media. And I saw it come down the social media timeline, and they made reference to exactly what that pastor said. And the minister of music of this church, who is black and gay, defended what the minister said, not necessarily what the person whose timeline it was on is saying. And he said, I've known this pastor for years. I've been in the music ministry at this church for years, and I know he doesn't. That's not what he said. No.
He said what he meant.
I couldn't have been the only one that just heard that, because somebody else posted it on social media. And we don't know each other.
Yeah.
We don't know each other intimately. I mean, we may be Facebook friends.
Yeah.
But other than that, we don't necessarily know each other. So that person, that minister of music, had a responsibility.
Yeah.
Not just the fact that, because now I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
And I'm calling you and speaking truth to power, that you cannot just be a minister of music. You have a whole community that you represent, even when you are in that pulpit, even when you are in that choir stand, even when you're in front of those people. So you cannot allow people like the pastor of that church to diminish your position in a community just to bolster your position in his church.
So the conversation about gay and black in America is a big conversation.
Absolutely.
And there's so many, as we just went over, examples of how this impacts our society, our culture. I think takeaways for me, black culture has to give black gays room to grow.
And not just grow, give them room to guide and to teach how they want to be treated and how they want to be represented in this world. Are you enjoying Perspectives? We know you are, and we want to hear from you.
We're all over social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David and Johnny. Our YouTube page is David Johnny. And hey, we're right here on realhealthmag.com.